What's going on, guys? This is the match preview for tomorrow's game against Leicester. There's going to have to be rotations, I believe, especially with a game on Thursday as well against Liverpool. It's not going to be realistic for players to play 90 minutes tomorrow and then 90 minutes Thursday. There need to be changes made because it's not going to be realistic, as I said, for the same team to start and play 90 minutes twice. So there will need to be changes. It's going to be interesting to see what Ollie does with that, because we know that he's not a fan of resting players and his favourites, but I think he's going to have to with these games in the schedule that we've got. So Leicester tomorrow, my lineup that I would go with Henderson, I would go with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Eric Bailly and Victor Lindelof and Luke Shaw at the back. Matic and Fred in the two holding roles. Then I would have Dan James on the right. I'd have Mata where Bruno plays at number 10. Put Pogba on the left, and I'd have Greenwood up top. So doing this, you'd get Bruno I have on the bench, Rashford would be on the bench, and Cavani would be on the bench. Three players that I think could do with a rest. You could argue that Pogba needs a resting, maybe Greenwood, but that's what I mean. It's up in the air of who you want to play and what Ollie's going to have to do and who. Do you know what I mean? You can't rest everyone, and you can't. If you go with a whole new 11, it's going to be too risky, and you're not probably going to get the result that you need. So you have to be careful. That's why I've still got Pogba in there, Fred, Shaw. I mean, Lindelof still, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Most of my defence is the same, other than obviously Maguire being out. That's what I mean. I don't think you can fully change the 11, and people saying that you should go with a whole new 11. It's not going to work in terms of getting a result we need. So you have to be careful with that. So it's going to be interesting to see what he's going to do with that game Thursday as well coming up. On the bench, I would go with David De Gea, Williams, McTominay, Donny van de Beek, Bruno, Cavani and Rashford. I would bring Pogba off after about 45 minutes, an hour, and I would also bring Greenwood off. Look, you got to be careful. If we're 2-0 up, say, I would risk bringing off the likes of Aaron Wan-Bissaka for the likes of Brandon Williams. It's still a risk because Aaron Wan-Bissaka is by far a better player than Brandon Williams, I think, especially defensively. But if we've got a cushion, then I would risk it because we're going to need these players playing against Liverpool, at least half of them. So, look, I would take Pogba off at half-time if we can, maybe 60 minutes in. Greenwood I would also take off. Pogba and Greenwood are the two that I would have to take off to give them some minutes for Thursday and rest them up for Thursday. So that would be my lineup. Prediction, I'm going to go 2-0. Look, we rarely get clean sheets, but I think we're going to get a clean sheet against Leicester. I don't think they're in great form. Iheanacho is playing well in terms of individually, but I fancy us getting a clean sheet in this game. You could argue it might not happen, especially because Maguire is out, but I have confidence in us, and I think we could get a clean sheet. So I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to go 2-0. 6 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. I look forward to the game, but I'm more interested in the Liverpool one, if I'm honest. If it goes ahead, that is, because I know that the people are trying to get it cancelled again. So have to wait and see what happens with that on Thursday. But Leicester are by no means a poor team. They've been on a poor run of form as of late, but they're not where they are in the table by mistake. So they've slipped up recently, but they've only slipped up slightly. We have to be careful. We really do, because one little slip up and they're back in the mix. So I still think we will get the result. But it wouldn't surprise me if we don't get a clean sheet. But I'm going to go with it and have faith. And I'm going to go 2-0 to Manchester United. I'll be back tomorrow, guys, with the confirmed lineups. I think you have to rest up players. Bruno definitely needs a rest. And Cavani, as much as a fan of him I am, I would rest him up for Liverpool. Even if you bring him on for half a game in this one tomorrow. I can't have Cavani and I can't have Bruno playing the whole game and then being expected to play on Thursday, because they're going to be knackered. They've already played, so they're going to be knackered, and look, it's a risk playing Pogba, but that's why I said I would take him off half-time or about an hour in. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does with the team. If you're not going to play Mata in Bruno's position, at least play Donny. Do you know what I mean? You have to switch it up. Bruno can't just keep playing all these minutes and you expect him not to pick up injuries or even if you don't get an injury, he's going to be his energy is going to be lacking, and you're not going to get that high performance, I don't think, because he's just going to be playing too many minutes. So that would be my lineup, guys. I'll be back tomorrow to confirm lineups. Prediction 2-0 for tomorrow. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.